Oh no! It was going so well. Hello, JP here and welcome to JP Does Finance. Today I'm going to be watching and giving my thoughts on a CNBC video entitled Living on $227,000 in London. Now I'm a massive Graham Stephan fan and I've taken inspiration from one of his videos on this. I hope he agrees that imitation is the highest form of flattery. If you have watched this video, please don't switch off now. I'm taking a slightly different angle. I won't just be reacting, I'm going to be looking at all of the financial mistakes I can find and trying to work out exactly how much they would cost you over a working lifetime. So please stick around. If you're interested in what you see, like and subscribe. And if you're not interested, like and subscribe. Much appreciated. Right, let's get on with the video.
One of my goals has always been to live abroad. So when I got the opportunity to move to London, it was kind of a dream come true, even though it was somewhat unexpected.
Wow, $227,000 a year at the age of 28, that is seriously impressive. I think that works out, if my maths is correct, at about £180,000 a year. Very, very impressive at such a young age. The median income for a female in her 20s is £24,740, so she's far exceeding that. And in fact, at any age, she's far exceeding the median income. It's a sort of wage that even people at the peak of their earning powers could only wish to achieve, so congratulations to her. She's obviously got her head screwed on, and I look forward to hear the rest of the video.
My name's Imani Change. I'm 28 and I live in London, UK. Last year, I was actually promoted to my current role as a senior operations manager, and I became one of the youngest senior operations managers here in Europe at that time.
Very impressive. She's obviously extremely bright, and I'm worried that I might struggle to find fault with her spending habits, but let's carry on with the video and see how we get on.
Hi, welcome to my living room. So this is actually a space that converts into a second bedroom when I have friends and family visit. This is my kitchen. I definitely spend a lot more time in this space now that I've been cooking more at home. So I think the biggest expense that was a bit of a surprise for me when I moved here to London is that it is very comparable to New York City. It's very expensive. Renting is not as easy as it was when I had lived in Baltimore previously.
Okay, so here's the first thing I could criticise. Well, I can't really say criticise, but I'm going to throw in my 2 cents. So her rent is £2,145 a month. From the video, it doesn't look like she's got a housemate. I'm going to assume she lives by herself in the 2-bedroom apartment. Now, as I said, it's not really a criticism because she can obviously afford this rent on the high wage that she is, but she is missing out on some big savings. If she was to rent out her second room, half the rental, the £2,145, she would save £1,073 a month. Now, if she was to invest that on a monthly basis in the stock market at an 8% return, over 30 years, that would turn into £1.6 million, giving a very, very nice retirement nest egg. Now, we'll see how her investments are later on, but this is certainly somewhere where she's leaving a bit of money on the table, so to speak.
What they wanted to see is that I could definitely pay my rent. So I ended up paying the first 12 months up front, and then after staying in the place for 1 month, I paid another 4 months.
Wow, Ouch, that is a huge deposit. If she instead put that deposit to work, invested it in a low-cost index fund, and she did so for 30 years and 8% return, that would turn into £371,814. Yeah, I guess that's just one of the expenses of renting, certainly in such a nice flat.
Ultimately, that's obviously not something that's easy to do. A big part of being able to do that was getting some support in terms of what my relocation package was. Welcome to the bedroom. So it is a separate space from the living and kitchen, which I really love. It gives us a separate area. We actually just passed the half bath that I'll use when I actually have guests staying with me. And then you'll kind of get to see the space. It has lots of closets, which is not very common in the UK, I find. And then right behind me is where we have the full bathroom that I use on a daily basis. My dad actually had a background of finance growing up, and he always would try to teach me best practices for managing money. Saving, I actually started at the age of 5. When I had my allowance, I had to save 50% of the allowance that I made for college. And
wow, seriously impressive stuff. It's great to see that her parents instilled such a good understanding of finances from such a young age. To help you understand the importance of teaching your kids financial skills, check out my other video, How to Ensure Your Child Becomes a Millionaire. It really shows the benefits of investing from a young age and understanding the power of compound interest.
It really helped me not only see the value in kind of having this practice of saving some of your income for future things, but it also just allowed me to have a better relationship with money. One thing that makes me a little bit different than many students is I don't have student debt. It definitely was made possible through some of the support of my parents, the saving that I had done when I was younger, and also scholarships.
Being free from student debt is such an advantage. The average student in England leaves university with a student debt of £40,000. Now, using this calculator, if I put in her salary, which is £179,000, and £40,000 worth of debt, that then works out that she would have monthly student loan payments of £1,197. So she's making a huge saving each month by not having that student debt. If, as a result of not having that £40,000 debt, she had £40,000 to invest instead, over 30 years, that £40,000 would turn into £444,362. Just giving you an idea of the opportunity cost of spending that £40,000 on education rather than investing it. I'm in no way against higher education, but I think people need to be aware of the actual cost.
I actually moved here expecting to be spending more money and having a bigger budget for my day-to-day life, but what I'm finding is that because I'm in a pandemic, there's a lot less stuff to spend money on, entertainment, etc. So I actually end up spending about 40% less than what I had previously budgeted for.
Awesome, we're into the nitty-gritty numbers now. So her total monthly budget is $21,811, which works out at about £17,000. She puts $10,975 a month into investments, and it's $1,329 into savings. So I'm going to add those two together to get her savings rate, which I would say, so that's $12,304 she's setting aside for the future, which works out at 56% of her income. Very, very impressive. Everything else on there looks pretty normal. Her food bill is a little bit below average, so that's $605 a month, which is about £470 a month. And the UK average food shop per person is 724, so all looks very impressive.
Last year, I became one of the youngest senior operations managers at my company, which is something that was extremely exciting for me, especially since when I started at my company about 5.5 years ago, I always saw this as a role that was kind of unattainable, and I didn't really see people who looked like me doing this work. It was really just figuring out, how do I get there? How do I grow within not only my role, but as a leader? And how do I help other people also move into these spaces that maybe they don't see a lot of people that look like them? And that's kind of been a big goal of mine within growing within my career and hopefully bringing people with me.
Great to hear. It's not all about money and driving forward your career. She also has a social conscience. Excellent.
I do have different cash, so I have my pounds here. I then have my US dollars here that I use if I end up back home. I also have some euros, which have saved me in a pinch when I was traveling around Europe for work and ended up in a taxi that was cash only, and then some South African rands hanging out, and then I think that's it. For my everyday spending, I actually use my US credit card. I'm a big traveler. I actually have a card that has a no foreign transaction fee, so I still use it here because it has way more benefits than the credit cards they offer in the UK. So I'm able to get a lot of cash back. I'm able to use my points. So overall, I get back about $1,000 a year by using my credit card here instead of using something that's UK based. Previously, before the pandemic, I would try to go somewhere completely new at least 2 times a year. And I think one of the biggest things that's tough right now is I actually get more time off or annual leave here in the UK.
So this is something that I think a lot of Americans are pleasantly surprised about when they come over to the UK to work. Yes, the average number of days annual leave for someone in England is 25.5 days a year. I believe in America it's around about 10 days a year, so significantly less. Americans do, however, have slightly more public holidays. They have 10 a year versus our 8, so that claws a couple of days back.
I have 2 different things I would say I splurge on. One is sometimes I will get the nice designer item, but that's something that I feel like once you have a staple in your closet, you can kind of just keep with it and pair it with different outfits.
Oh no! It was going so well! $3,000 to $4,000. Wow. On one item. But I guess, as I keep on saying, she can afford it. She's got a savings rate above 50%. So I'm going to let this one go.
Now my splurge has become app games on my phone, which sounds really dorky, but there's nothing better than when, especially during the pandemic, where you might be just hanging out at home, to be able to play different games on your phone, and they honestly get me with the in-app purchases sometimes. So I'm trying to be better about it. But the one that I'm currently really getting into is one called Redecor, where you basically feel like an interior decorator, but you're not actually decorating, you're just decorating on your phone, so it's kind of fun for me. One of my personal goals is to hopefully figure out how to become a millionaire by 30 and buy a home by the age of 33. A big part of that is me figuring out how to perfect saving money. How can I allow the money that I make to work better for me to make more money? And hopefully it'll give me the opportunity to achieve these things and show people that it's possible.
She wants to be a millionaire by 30 and own a house by the age of 33. I think these are both very, very doable, if not sooner. I'm a bit surprised as why owning a house comes after becoming a millionaire. I'd probably look to buy a property sooner. She'd certainly save on her renting costs, then she'd have an appreciating asset and hopefully become a millionaire even sooner. But I think on the whole there's not been a lot I can criticise here. She's obviously very impressive, she's switched on, she's young, she's earning a lot and she's saving a lot, investing a lot, and yes, 10 out of 10 really, or 9 out of 10. There are no 10s. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. If you could possibly hit the like button down below, and if you want to see more of me, subscribe. And even if you don't want to see more of me and you didn't like it, just be nice, please, just this once. Hit the like button, press subscribe, and I promise I will pass on that generosity to someone else. Thank you.